I'm Macbeth, genetic genealogist. I am here today to talk about attaching other family members on the FamilySearch website so that we do not lose track of them. And the first thing that you might want to ask is, why would we attach family members who aren't the children to a person in FamilySearch? And I'm going to show you what that looks like and what it means. So here we have Aaron and Violet Sallie. Their last name is Sallie. And they are in Citrus County, Florida, and they're listed with their kids. They have a long list of kids here. But when we get to the bottom here, there are 3 grandsons: Thomas Meyer, William Myers, and Walter Myers. Well, the problem is we do not know which of Aaron's children is the parent of these 3 grandsons right now. There's no other child listed in the household with the last name Myers. I would assume it's a daughter of Aaron, since it's a different last name. It's not the last name of Sallie. But right now I absolutely don't know. And the thing is, I don't want to lose track of these precious relationships to the Sallie family because for several reasons. One, this may be the only time we see these three boys listed with this name. Oftentimes when people moved within different family households, their last name would change according to whatever household they were in. So sometimes we would see these 3 boys listed with the last name of Sallie because they were in the Sallie household when actually their last name was Myers. So this is a very important census record for these 3 boys, especially if they ended up moving to another family member household. We also want to be able to figure out who the parents are, but we don't want to lose track of them. So what we're going to do is we're going to attach them to Aaron Sallie temporarily so that we can keep track of them. And FamilySearch now has a new feature that allows us to do that. If you're not familiar with FamilySearch.org, this is a free website. You just need a login in order to access it. It's a one world family tree, which means there is one profile for every person who exists. And when we link a source to a family, like this family right here, it's linked to just one copy of that family. We do not have individual trees. And that means when anybody is looking for Aaron Sallie and his family, they're going to find whatever information that you've attached here, and it could be very important. Maybe they're related through those Myers boys, and they're going to see they're attached to Aaron Sallie, and they're going to see that grandparent-grandchildren relationship, and they may learn something new, add some generations to their tree. So the way that we add grandchildren is there's this new other relationship section that we can add them to, and we're going to add other relationship. We're going to choose a relative, and we're going to click add person, and we have to start by putting it in manually. So let's start with Thomas Myers, and he was born, according to the census, August of 1891. Now these dates on these 1900 censuses, if you haven't figured this out, are usually pretty off. So I always put about. I don't assume that's correct. Yep, he was born in Florida. I was expecting that based on his age, and I'm going to click next. Don't know anything about his death. Okay, and we click create person. Click save, and he shows up here under the relationship. Now what I could do, let's see, I can add a note here. Relationship, I could put a note that says Thomas Myers was listed as the grandson of Aaron Sallie on the 1900 census. And that way, if anybody's wondering, why have I attached Thomas Myers as another relative in this section, they can look at that. Okay, so when anybody clicks on this comes up, they're going to see this note that I've added there for them. All right, so now we have to add these one at a time. I want to attach that source to Thomas now that he has a profile. How do I do that? Okay, so I'm going to click this. I'm looking at Aaron's version of this source page, so I'm going to click the arrow here. I'm going to scroll down to Thomas. Is that a different person, or is that the person I just created? 45R. Oh my goodness, I should have checked this first. There's already a profile for Thomas. And I just created a duplicate. So this is a good chance to show you how to merge profiles. Oh, he was listed as a child, and he should not be listed as a child. So this is a good chance for me to show you how to remove him as a child. He is not their child, so I'm going to click remove or replace. I've reviewed the relationships. I know he's not the child. He is the grandchild. I'm going to remove him. Sometimes you have to refresh for that to happen. Okay, he's removed. So now I can go back to the profile I just created for him. Go down to merge by ID. Paste the ID in. And I know these are the same person, so yep. Make sure everything slid to the right before merging. Yes. All right, his source is linked and he is correctly attached as a grandchild in the other relationships for Aaron Sallie. Now we're going to go back and add the other two. Now this time let me go back to the source and check the next child and see if he has a profile, because if he does, we're going to just attach the existing profile, but he does not. You can see that this is not attached. So now I'm going to repeat the process, and I'm going to go back and add the other two grandchildren down here for him, and that way that is captured, and this is a valuable section of information. Now, when someone finally figures out how Thomas and the other boys are related to Aaron Sallie, they can attach them correctly in the tree to the parent who is a child of Aaron Sallie. And so over here, for Thomas, you can see we'll have the parents added here. Now look down here on Thomas Meyer's profile. You can see that Aaron shows up as other relationship as well on his profile. So it shows up on both sides. So that's how you can add other relationships. You can do this with any kind of relationships. Maybe there's a cousin in the household, there's a grandparent in the household, something important in the household that you don't want to lose track of, because these household relationships are extremely important to figuring out the whole tree. This is where you can add it in the FamilySearch website.